right, let's talk about before any high level stuff, such as system philosophy, which is up in the sky, right? Before we talk about system philosophy, then there's philosophy, right? Underneath philosophy is things that I believe everybody should know before they get into philosophy, right? You need to obviously know this, know what's on the ground to get to the philosophy, then system philosophy. Okay, now today let's talk about, the foundation, some of the foundations of philosophy, right? Because if you think back, right, humanity started as monkey who evolved into, human, right? And those human, at first, they couldn't start thinking about philosophy. You know why? Because they need to think about what to eat, where to get fresh water, right? All those little things, right? Because think about it, when you're barely involved as a human, there is not a lot of technology. You're in the jungle, you need to find water, you need to find food. Every day you gotta find water and food, right? It's constantly need to survive, find, because there's not a lot of resources. You're competing with the other animals, right? So we put that into a chart. There's this chart that's extremely famous, right? This is let's summarize it into the chart of needs, a pyramid of needs. Okay, so philosophy is the need for understanding of the world, of life, of things, the conceptual things, right? That's all the way up in the pyramid, right? That's all the way up in self-actualization. But before we get there, obviously you need to have what? Psychological needs, physiological needs, okay? With physical, right? Air, right? You need it every second, right? You need food and water, right? Without those, without water, trust me, within a few days, you'll be like, I don't need anything, I just need water. Where you progress, physiological need. Once you have physiological needs fulfilled, then you can reach the next level, which is safety needs, right? You need to have a shelter. So for most of our humanity, think about it. Our ancestors started hunting, right? They need to hunt every single day, or the food will spoil, right? And they need to constantly hunt. They spend most of the time hunting, right? So most of it time are spent on physiological needs. And then, obviously, people start gathering into communities, into villages, into city, then into a country, and then country have war, and that's when you talk about, hey, now our village can have enough farming and enough water. Guess what? Now you need safety. Now how do we prevent another country from invading? How do I prevent my neighbor from stabbing us? Right? Safety needs. So we are always struggling early on, physiological and safety. After we have those, guess what? Once you have a country, everybody, there's no more war. What do we think about? Love, friendship. Have a great family. Friendship, right? Your sense of connection. Hey, let's play games, let's sports, right? Then it took such a long time to have what? Those people. Then we have people who are, who are connected, who are into sports. Guess what? The next level is esteem, respect. They want to, hey, I got everything I need. I want more respect. I'm gonna buy Gucci, I'm gonna look a little bit nicer. I'm gonna get higher status. I'm gonna run for governor, right? I'm gonna become a position of power to get respect, right? Since I already have everything, right? Then people start leveling up. Then some people be like, hey, I'm not into election. I'm aiming for something higher. I'm aiming for religion, God, right? I'm not thinking about air, because air, water, right, every day. I'm not worried about getting stabbed, guess what? Now I can have time to worship. I think about philosophy, right? I'm thinking about, hey, what is life? What is thought? What is the mind? Why do we do what we do every single day? Who are we? How are we, right? All those questions, you need to be on the top to think about it. Unless you have the bottom levels fulfilled, you wouldn't be able to be at the top. For example, some priests, right? They're preaching in the church, I love you, God, right? Please send me to heaven, whatnot, right? If I grab him, hey, how about this? I'm gonna put you underwater, right? Without air. Would you grab for Bible or would you grab for the oxygen, right? Right here. They'll probably, they grab oxygen to survive, right? And then they grab the Bible. So that's how you prove that this is a pyramid. You cannot have the bottom faces without the top, except you can, respect, obviously, some people, once they have physiological and safety needs, they may not need friendship, they may not be into sports, they're introverted, they can skip some level if they want. Some people, they may not, they're good at this first two level, right? They've spent all their life on the first two level, that's fine. But you cannot survive without obviously physiological needs, right? So for most of humanity, we are growing little by little to set the foundation of physiological needs. And sometimes I'm extremely grateful that I'm born in this relatively peaceful and fulfilling period. Right? I want food, I get food. I use it very easily. If I want safety, in America, we got guns, right? I got friends, and there's always friends and different social groups, right? Respect, obviously, you can always go run for government or run for office, right? President, right? Obviously, you can also go to church, self-actually, hey, think about what is life, what, if God exists, how can God help me with my life or not, right? This is more or less everybody can get up there in modern times. Although a lot of people don't. A lot of people, I wouldn't say everybody, but most people in America, at least, for a first world country, we can reach these. We have a pretty good pyramid, yeah. For Africa, I wouldn't. Africa right now is pretty developed, so I would say they mostly can reach there. Mostly, obviously, all countries have poor and rich, whatnot. So this chart is pretty important for you to think about, and if you're into philosophy, you really need to think about all the people who sacrificed. Also just generation took ages and millions of people dead for us to get to this level where physiological is mostly built, right? I'm extremely thankful for myself, because if I was born 500 years ago, possibly, I would be struggling with physiological. I wouldn't even get to the self-actualization phase, because it's a pyramid. You wouldn't reach the top unless you have accomplished the bottom. So every philosopher as a foundation, needs to respect that there is a lot of sacrifice. You reach where you're at because all these people, it took a long time for all the technology to develop, right? For example, back then, even if I'm a philosopher, I'm a researcher, right? I can write a book. How do I publish it? It takes, there's no publication technology, right? There's no paper. Even there's paper, it's very hard to distribute, right? Nowadays, I can easily record video, you even have translated, spread into Chinese, Spanish, English, right? Hindu, whatnot. It can be across the world so fast and easy. Freedom technology nowadays, it allows people, to accomplish, greater things under the current environment. Is just amazing, right? We do need to be thankful sometimes, because those are what if, right? In philosophy, we always think about what if, right? So what if survival of the fittest is actually the meaning of life? What if, hey, there I am, but is it true? What if it's not true? Those are crazy things our philosophers are thinking all the time. This is one of the interesting things to think about all the time also. I would spend some time, look at this chart. Just look up pyramid of needs. It's available. Go on Google, find out. I will look at how this chart applies to your life. It's pretty important in that regard. So, this is one thing about philosophy. It have to be applied to you. You have to believe it yourself. Why go to church if you don't believe it, right? Why even bother listening to why I talk about if you don't believe it, right? So, that belief takes some thought. So spend some time, look at this chart, look at how it applies to your life. It's pretty important, okay? And this ends this video.